Hey guys, Sav here, back with some more Let's Replay Guild Wars 2. If you guys saw my cornered video 2 videos ago, you will know what happened to this original video. However, because it is the first mission in the story step, I figured I can come back and just redo it. So I'll just read the letter to you. It's from Bram. It says, "Meet back at Prosperity. Word reached me of some trouble in Dry Top. Prosperity was just attacked. I'm heading there to check on Timey. Let's meet up and see if the kid's okay. Wolf guides you." That other letter, I will read, I think, like 5 videos from now. So you guys will see that video then. But here we go into Scarlet's secret room.
Timey? Timey, are you here? Timey?
I'm here. I'm okay. Scruffy protected me. Are you all okay?
Oh, whew. Yeah, we're okay too.
Everything started to shake. I barely had time to get into Scruffy.
Is she okay, Bram?
Yeah, she's okay. She hid in her golem.
I didn't hide. I was collecting important data.
Uh-huh.
Did I hear you say Timey's okay?
I'm fine. Collie.
What's happening?
I feel like the whole world is falling out from under us. I think we all feel that way. We've got a new dragon to contend with. Nothing will ever be the same. No, it won't. Mordremoth did this, and it's only just starting.
Mordremoth?
Raises the stakes to a whole new level of awful, doesn't it?
Gods, we need a plan. What are we gonna do?
You really think all these vines are related to Mordremoth? All these deaths? Quite certain. What are we going to do? We start by following Scarlet's trail. Scarlet believes she had seen the bigger picture. It was part of her delusion. I don't think bringing down the Zephyrite was part of Scarlet's plan, but both she and the Saboteur talked about the destruction of Tyria, I know. Aaron said a Tyrian leader would die. This makes me think someone or something was pulling the strings. That scares me the most about him. Trouble is, we have no idea who he meant. It could be anyone, though the biggest threat to Mordremoth is probably Traherne. I hate the thought that Queen Jenna could be in danger too. He said several other strange things too. Yes, like it will be so pleased, and I've seen the bigger picture. He sounded so much like Scarlet, it was unnerving. I suspect we could still learn from Scarlet, even posthumously. For the record, I struggled with that on the first recording too. Posthumously. For the record, I agree that this is Mordremoth's doing. It all started with Scarlet. We need to understand her. Did you see her voice recorder, her books and papers? I'm just glad you're okay. What have you learned here? Lots of things. Scarlet started with steam creatures, then graduated to Aether and Watchwork. She released a bunch of steam creatures into the wild. Oh, and she killed Omad. Killed Omad? He was her last mentor. He experimented on her with his mind-widening device, and that's when she saw the eternal alchemy, or what she thought was it. So she killed him for it. No, she killed him because once he realized his device worked, he started looking at her like she was a lab rat, not like an assistant or student. He was going to experiment more on her. I see, but surely Omad wouldn't have hurt her. Historically speaking, previous generations of Asura, including Omads, viewed the Savari as an anomaly to be studied. When the first Savari arrived, many were victimized in the interest of arcane knowledge. Do you have any new insight into that drawing on the wall? By the way, that is a lot of foreshadowing right there. We are definitely going to see some of that in the near future. Actually, I do. Based on Scarlet's writings and her holographic recorder over there, I've come up with a theory. I think that's a representation of her vision. Her vision? Her mentor Omad made a device that opened the mind. When she tried it, she had a vision. At the center is a symbol I've used to represent the pale tree. I've seen used to represent the pale tree. And you think she drew that drawing after it? Yeah, she claimed that she had seen the eternal alchemy during the vision. The symmetrical elements in the drawing and the pale tree at the center lead me to that conclusion. Why the pale tree? In her vision, she saw the pale tree attacked by a thorn vine. She described it as doing terrible damage to the pale tree. That sounds terrible. Did it bother her? It pleased her. She even grew some thorny vines to strangle Omad. The parallel with the vines from her vision is not lost on me. What about ley lines? Have you learned anything new? The most interesting thing of all, Scarlet theorized that our waypoint positioning coincides with the locations of the most powerful ley lines. Was she right? Likely, but not yet confirmed. I do need more research. I need to better understand the elements that draw her to that conclusion. Fascinating.
So, were you able to figure out what Scarlet was doing here?
She was studying ley lines. But I don't...
Hold on.
Oh my!
Oh.
What's happening?
Hey, come look at this. There's a passage behind this bookshelf.
What? Get out of my way! Let me see!
Settle down. Let the boss go in first.
Alright, but hurry up!
My marvelous right.
Alright. A History of Dry Top by Nicholas Sanford, 1070 AE. For the record, we are in 1327 AE, so that was about 150 so years ago, give or take. Now a barren landscape, this rounded basin may have held water many millennia ago. Did I say 150? My math is terrible. Anyway, sand now covers everything, blowing on the wind and eroding all, rocks and inhabitants alike. Unknown sentient beings once built fragile hillside homes high on the cliffsides. Some structures still linger, but will also fall victim to the blowing sand and hot sun. The area attracts outlaws on the run with something to hide, or those who are unwelcome among civilized folk for one reason or another. This makes the area dangerous to travelers such as me and Yakington. Migrating centaur packs come through here, it seems. There is evidence that they once had a refuge here. A large tree trunk quite out of place could have been one of their sacred trees. Despite appearances, this waterless area is far from lifeless, and it serves as the doorway into the Maguma jungle, a region of uncontrollable growth, life, and often death. I will say, I think that is some kind of like reflection on Guild Wars 1. 250 years ago. I'm trying to figure it. 1070, and it's 1327. So we're looking at. It was a little. It was a little after Guild Wars 1, I believe. Probably about I don't know. It was a little after Guild Wars 1. One thing he mentioned in there is that the Dry Top is a gateway to the Maguma jungle, as you can see by looking at my map. Now this, I think the Gilded Hollow is actually located underground. Or maybe I'm mistaken. Maybe it's not. I don't know. But there's no way to get into the Gilded Hollow, which is the Guild Hall. There's no way to get into Tangled Depths. There's no way to get into Verdant Brink. It's not a gateway, if you ask me. Silverwaste kind of is, but the only way to get in is like a burrowed cave right in here. Gateway, I think, is a silly word to use here. I don't find it to be a gateway, but I don't know. What do I know? On the open page of this book, Scarlet drew a route leading up and out of the tunnel to the higher region of Dry Top. The points of Scarlet's map trace a path winding across this higher region of Dry Top to some unknown destination, where she drew crisscrossing lightning bolts. Lightning. This piece of paper was torn from a book. Letters sent home from soldiers in the Cornan army have given us great insight into their lives. In the 11th century AE, their leader Varish Asa inspired great loyalty. In one particular speech, Asa praised her military and encouraged them to use the persuasive abilities to build the power of Corna from the inside. She said, if properly convinced, you can get whole groups of lesser creatures to work toward your goals without them realizing they're not working for themselves. Asa cites the alliance between centaurs and Cornan craftspeople as an example. Together they produced better armor and weapons, and they provided the Cornan people's day-to-day needs. Weird that it talks about Corna there. Corna is, I believe, like in the Alona region of the Crystal Desert, or just south of the Crystal Desert. But I do believe it is kind of referencing the Molten Alliance and the Toxic Alliance, if I'm not mistaken, from Season 1. This notebook, titled Research Notes, has a complex set of equations, drawings, and engineering blueprints. Did you find something? You found something, didn't you? Scar left a map showing that she headed someplace to the southwest. I bet it leads to the ley line she discovered. You stay here and the others with the others for now. I'm going to see where this takes me. And I'm going to cut here because I actually recorded that part and didn't delete that part. So that part will go back in time. So this is me in the future. And we're going to go back in time to where I actually recorded everything, which was yesterday. And thanks for watching. Spider, because the green star was on it. I probably don't have to actually kill it. We'll walk up the path here. We'll examine the steam creature. One of Scarlet's abandoned steam minions remains where it ceased functioning while on its way out of her lab. And we've unlocked, discovered the Treadrock Uplands. Now we have a little cutscene. You see there's already some centaur here. Unfortunately, I'm not a human female, so I can't outrun the centaur. But these are friendly centaurs, so we don't need to outrun them. Enter Rapid Prowl to find the next point. Across the uplands oasis to the next point on Scarlet's map. Climb the vine bridge to the point at the top of the cliff. Problem is there is no vine bridge at the moment. Yeah, clear the Mordrum in the area. So I'll do that. Why does my mouse do that? Anyway.
Allow me to act.
Stone is easy, but I hunger for battle.
Alright, finally killed enough. Vine bridge should be coming up now. should be. There it goes. Back then, and I lied in my last video. I didn't lie in my last video, or earlier in the video, I should say. That I said that there was 4 parts to Dry Top. There's actually 3. Well, there's 4 parts. This I would say this is a second part, right? But this part and the part we're about to go into were released at the same time, if I'm not mistaken. So technically it was released in 3 parts. And then I believe Silver Waste, which actually only has, I believe, 4 parts, was released in... Well, I don't know. I'm not going to speculate. I don't remember. We'll see when we get there. But anyway, we gotta keep going here. Gonna investigate the strange cube.
Can't wait to scout this place out.
I can look at that, I guess. What looks to be the component of a larger machine of a certain design lies where it fell in the sand. Exciting stuff. Very exciting. Let's see, one of our steam creatures. One of Scarlet's steam minions remains decapitated and abandoned here in the dunes. This may be where the head on the workbench came from.
Might be strong.
Alrighty, and we've made it. Alright guys, that is where we're going to start the next video. Thanks for watching, and I will